Dr. Karen Lewis. I'm your licensed real estate broker of K1 Realty Group. We want to thank you for tuning in to The Real on Real Estate. But I think I heard a infomercial with Today in Real Estate. But anyway, all right. This is The Real on Real Estate. I want to first give out my contact information, 305-323-1556. My Facebook, K1 Realty Group, and I have a personal Facebook, Karen Jones Lewis. Also, check out my YouTube, Karen Jones Lewis. Thank you. We want you to listen to us today, whether it's on your radio, your internet, or you've downloaded the app. Join us every first and third Saturday at 12 p.m. so we can tell you the real deal in real estate. We want to help you through the process, whether you are a buyer or seller, and we want you to have a good time. All right, so let me do this first. It's another free commercial for my husband. He can do it. He got it like that. Calling all fishermen. This is a real estate radio show, but we're going to call all fishermen. Yankee Cap is having a 3-day and 2 nights private charter to the Dry Tortuga fishing trip. Maximum 18 persons leaving August 14th. For more information, contact Pastor Ike Lewis, 786-302-5561. That's the commercial for today. Call in. We want you to call in, call us. We want to hear your voice. I want somebody to call in today because we have a special guest on the show with us today. And the numbers for call in are 305-953-9626. 954-525-1490, 188-599-WMBM. And before we get this show on the road, let me just give you a little 411. Pembroke Pines, Miramar, in that area. Don't forget, coming soon, our real estate kiosk at Pembroke Lakes Mall starting April 1st, 2018. Don't forget, stop by and tell me that you heard us from WMBM radio show. All right. And let me give you 2 listings, and then we're going to get the show really on the road. All right. All right. We have 2 listings. They are hot listings right now. One of them, we just dropped the price. It's very affordable. It's $89,000. It's a 55-plus community, 2-2. It's on a lake view, huge master bedroom with 2 walk-in closets. The association is low. And we have another one in the Pembroke Pines area. We have that listed at $410,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. Gated community, 2-story home, 2-car garage, and a pool. Give me a call if you're interested in any of those 2 properties or you're looking for something in the South Florida area. 305-323-1556. So we're ready to get this show on the road. We got a special guest in the house with us. And the title of our show today is How to Make Money from Tax Liens. Wow, how to make money from tax lien. Special guest today with me is attorney Sahr Dumbar. Okay, I guess you say I done talked so long. You can take the mic. Come on and tell us a little bit about yourself, attorney.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sahr Dumbar. I'm an attorney. I practice commercial litigation and business disputes as well as appeals and anything dealing with real estate litigation. My office is based in Miami, 1200 Brickell Avenue, Suite 1950, Miami, Florida. Phone number 305-961-1155. I'm excited to talk about tax liens. I've done a seminar in the past, and I look forward to helping out in any way that I can.
Wow, awesome. When you say Brickell, you kind of scare me because I'm like thinking high prices, but it's okay. Attorney Sahr Dumbar, he is the people's attorney. It doesn't matter where you're at. And not only that, he treat you the same. So if you come in his office with $5 or $5 million, he is going to treat you the same. I know. And I have people to vouch for that too. So I'm glad that he took time out of his schedule to come and talk to us about how to make money from tax liens. There are so many different ways that you can invest when it comes to real estate. So we want one of the first questions, since we're going to talk about tax liens, attorney. First thing, just tell me, what is a tax lien?
So a tax lien, in the simplest terms, is an encumbrance on your property. It's no different than if you have a mortgage or if you have a city lien against your property, or IRS lien. Okay, a tax lien is when any time that you don't pay your taxes, and then the county is going to put it up for an auction, and everybody has the right to bid on your property to pay off the taxes, which creates a lien.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, what is a tax deed? Is there a difference between a tax lien and a tax deed?
It's a big difference between a tax lien and a tax deed. In the simplest terms, if you look at a mortgage, for example, it's a lien.
Okay.
But a deed is basically you have the ownership of the property. Okay, so a tax lien, you could be the owner, have a interest in the property by having the tax lien. But a tax deed means you actually own the property. So before you get a tax deed, you have to have a tax lien certificate.
Okay, so you have to. So if I wanted to invest, the first thing would take place is that I would have to generate a tax lien. Is that correct?
You'd have to search for, in your specific county, what outstanding taxes are owed, okay? And then there's a bidding process, okay? Each county has their own website nowadays, and you can go onto the website, you have a username and password, and then each property that has delinquent taxes, you can bid on them during a specific time period. If you win that bid, then you have what's called a tax lien certificate. Okay, and once you have the tax lien certificate, you have to wait 2 years, and basically Florida allows you to keep your property for a long time. But there's a 2-year window before you can actually apply to foreclose your tax lien certificate, which will turn it into a tax deed.
Okay, so where is that website? I don't know if they heard me, but so let me repeat that. Sound like my mic was off. Where is that website? You're saying that they go to a website,
right?
And they start completing the information.
So in Miami, it's www.bidmiami.com. Broward has one. Each county in Florida has their own specific website.
So let's back up. Okay, let's just tell Miami. Okay, we're going to tell Miami your website. Broward, Palm Beach, you all got to Google and look up your website. So tell Miami website.
www.bidmiami.com.
And so they go to it. So I'm a person, I've never done this before.
Right.
So I'm going to go to this website,
right?
And this website, is it user friendly?
It's very user friendly. It has frequently asked questions, and all you have to do is just like signing up to any other, website that you have, and you put in your username, your password, and you put in your different contact information so they can track you down in the event that you win a tax lien certificate, and it turns into basically this database of outstanding taxes that are due on properties in Miami-Dade County. And then based upon that website, you can elect to bid on specific properties that you're interested in.
Gotcha. Do you know a lot of people that's doing that? Because sometimes it's, I hear a lot of real estate agents saying that this is what they want to get into. They want to get into doing the tax liens.
Right.
But seems like to me, there's a lot of work behind this right here. It's not a 1, 2, 3, or is it a 1, 2, 3?
Well, just like anything in life, you got to work hard at it.
You have to work hard at it.
And the more knowledge that you have about a topic, the more advantage that you have. And the thing about the tax liens and the investing is it's highly competitive, especially in Miami. You're not going to see billboards that are advertising tax lien certificates or anything like that because people know that it's highly competitive. So it's not like you bid on a property and you're automatically going to win that tax lien certificate. There's going to be literally hundreds, if not thousands, of people voting, bidding on that same property at the same time. So,
okay. So it is highly competitive, listeners, but you can accomplish your goal when it comes to tax liens. Somebody call in and let me hear your voice. Miami 305-953-9626. I'll say Miami-Dade. Broward 954-525-1490. And toll free 1-888. Did I say how many eights I said? 888-59-WMBM. All those eights. Okay, I'll do that again. 888-599-WMBM. But I have I put this out on Facebook, and one of my Facebook followers that's in Atlanta, Georgia, and her name is Thelma Hush, and I'm going to give her a shout out as well. Here's a threefold question that she asks. She asks this question: if you have a lien, what can you do to stop it when you don't have all the money?
From a property owner standpoint, right?
Yes.
Okay, so This is from Florida's standpoint. So Georgia, they may have different rules.
Yeah,
but
Florida.
in Florida, so like I was saying, November is when your taxes are due, as you know. January of the following year is when that turns into a lien. Okay, and April is when you start having the bidding for property in Miami-Dade County. And so if you do have a tax lien that's on your property, they have 2 years, you can pay it off, okay? And then the lien goes away. You just pay the county and it goes away. Or once the process starts, the tax lien certificate holder wants to foreclose on the lien, you still have time to get your property back before it's ultimately foreclosed and sold at an auction and a deed.
Okay. So I may have to interrupt that. I'm going to try to remember to come back to that question. I have 2 callers. All right. So caller 1, thank you for calling in. Your question or comment? Caller?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. How you guys doing today?
Hey,
Good.
Kate Brunson, you should have been here, but it's okay. Go ahead. We call a question or a comment.
Oh, well, let me make a comment. Sorry, I'm not there, but you guys sound awesome and great. I just had a quick question. You mentioned, and you kind of touched on this a little bit, attorney. You were saying that with the bid, you go in, you bid on the property, and if you win, then you get that tax lien.
Yes, ma'am.
Within that 2-year period, is there any way that you could lose the home, or what happens within that 2-year period before you're able to get a tax deed?
From the homeowner's perspective or from the certificate lien holder?
From the certificate lien holder.
No, you can't lose it, but it's a very good question. So there's a statute of limitations for tax lien holders. So if you win the bid, you have 7 years to do something with it. Otherwise, you lose your money. Okay? So here's the process. You get your tax lien. 2 years, you can't foreclose on it, okay, giving the homeowner the ability to get the property back. Once that 2 years lapses, then you can initiate the process of foreclosing out that tax lien certificate. But once that 2 years start, you only have 5 years before you got to do something or you lose your money.
Okay, good. So from the homeowner's perspective, if they go in and they pay on the tax lien or they do whatever they need to do within that time frame, then at that point, I've lost my money on.
No. If they pay it back, well, another good question. You get your investment back plus the interest. Okay. And we didn't get into the question of the interest. I know we only have a 30-minute show, but essentially in Florida, the maximum you can get is 18% interest. Now, keep in mind, this is a bid down process. So what does that mean?
Thank you.
Okay.
That was coming next.
So if I want to bid on the property and Dr. Lewis wants to bid on the property, my first bid is going to be 18%. Dr. Lewis is going to bid 17.75. The next person is going to bid 17.5. So you can imagine in Miami-Dade County, in a heavily populated county, it's going to get bid down all the way to 0.25%.
Oh, wow.
So then your next question to me is, well, why would I bid on something if I'm only going to get 0.25%? Well, the Florida legislature says that at a minimum, there's a 5% penalty that they automatically have to pay you. So no matter how low the bid goes, you're going to get a minimum 5% return on your investment.
Wow.
Okay. And there's another trick to that. People that are good at math will know what I'm saying. So let's say you bid on the property in April, right? But the homeowner gets all nervous and they want to pay back their lien. You still get your maximum 5% penalty, not per annum, 5% penalty. So 5% of whatever the amount of the taxes are, you get paid back. So just a quick math, 5%. On 1 month is a 60% return, annualized.
So you're going to repeat that. Kay, you have another question? We got another caller on the line.
No, that was excellent. It sounds like it's a win-win scenario on either way. But no, that was my question for today.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kay, and I'll see you. And thank you for that. Now start talking about that money. The caller hung up. Caller, call back. We're going to take you, okay? So tell us about that money part again. We'd like to hear about that.
Okay, so like I was saying, it's 18% where you bid. But in Miami, I'm going to tell you right now, most of them get bid down to 0.25%.
Wow.
Okay. And so one of the questions people ask, well, what if there's a tie? So it's random selection. Okay, so the computer is going to automatically pick one person if everybody bids 0.25. So if you get 0.25, what they did is the legislature says, okay, you're going to get paid back a minimum 5% penalty. Okay, so if the sooner that the homeowner pays it back, obviously the higher the return you're going to get. So in my example, if they paid it back in the first month, if you analyze 5% out, 5% times 12 is a 60% return. On the flip side of that, if they wait a year, your interest is only going to be 5%, right? So, and if you have to wait the 2 years, obviously it's going to be 2.5%. But here's the kicker. Once you initiate the process of foreclosing out that tax lien certificate, you get 18% from the time that you start that process. Okay, so it is a win-win. There's obviously risk involved. There's no investment that's risk-free, but you get your money back and you get your interest. And then once you go to the auction, typically there's other liens on the property. There may be a mortgage or something like that, and a bank is going to pay it off if the homeowner doesn't pay it off. They don't want to lose their priority status on the property just because the taxes are unpaid.
Gotcha. So I heard you say that there's a risk involved, and most things are, if not all. What risk would be involved if I went ahead and got a tax lien on a property? What type of risk would be involved? Okay,
so one example that I always tell people is you got to know what's underneath, the hood of the car, so to speak. Okay, if I go onto this website and I just look at numbers and I look at the address and I don't know anything else about the property, I am bidding on that property blindly. It's no different if you just go on MLS and you just buy a property from real estate without going out, inspecting and looking at it. That doesn't mean that you have to go in and look at every single property that you bid on, but if you look on the website, it has a map. And in the map, it'll show you where the property's located. If it's swampland or something like that, you don't want to bid on that, or it's condemned property, or sometimes people like to, see if there's other liens. The only liens that will really trump a tax lien is the IRS. Okay, it's common sense, right? But
Okay.
The thing about the tax liens is they're more powerful than your homestead rights. So even if it's your homestead property, tax liens, you can still foreclose on that. Okay, and mortgages, like I said before, condo association liens, they're all subordinate to a tax lien.
That's a good question too, about the associations.
Yeah. So the only downside is that you have to be comfortable in having your money tied up for at least 2 years. Okay, you have to be prepared for that. Now, here's the other thing that we didn't mention.
Okay.
Once the 2 years is up, if it's the first year that the homeowner didn't pay the taxes, you're only basically dealing with your tax lien. But if there's other prior years where their taxes haven't been paid, there could be multiple tax liens on that property.
That's good.
So how do you deal with that situation? Well, if that person that's before you doesn't exercise their right, guess what? You got to pay off their tax liens to get their priority in order to foreclose. Because remember, in the auction, it's whoever has priority status, okay, to get the deed.
So with that being said, what you're saying is that if someone does not pay their taxes, I come in, their taxes is $7,000 for the year.
Yes.
So I put up $7,000?
No, you're paying whatever the taxes are for that particular year.
Okay. So example, 2016.
Right.
Lisa, she didn't pay her taxes. Her total taxes was $7,000
right.
in 2016.
Right.
Then I come along and I have to give up $7,000.
Yes.
So Karen has to give up $7,000.
Yes.
2017, Lisa done went out and shopping with her money, and she didn't pay her taxes
again.
Right. $7,000.
Right.
So now Joe Blow comes in do $7,000 for 2017.
That's right.
I'm stuck. What happened? Wow.
Well, that's the first year. Remember, you got to wait 2 years.
Oh, wow.
So let's say another year, Sahr comes in and he got $7,000. And you say, well, I've been sitting on my, $7,000 for 2 years now. You got to be prepared to have $21,000, okay, to foreclose all of that out. Now, think about this. You say, well, that's a lot of money to put up. Well, if the property is worth $200,000,
right. Hello, right?
Okay, I mean it's like you're flipping it almost.
Okay. Right. So if I come in, but if you come in, Sahr comes in,
right?
But I don't want to do anything with my $7,000. How can you foreclose if I refuse to? Or come on, help me out on that right there. I have to do something.
My rights do not vest until the 2 years are up.
Gotcha.
Okay. I know vest is a little bit legal term, but you have to do certain things. Like, for example, your driver's license. You have to be 18 to drive, right? So you can't drive until you're 18. So in the tax lien situation, you can't even exercise your right to foreclose out the tax lien until your 2 years are up. Okay, so your rights would have vested prior to my rights vesting to foreclose on my tax lien certificate. So I have no choice. But Sahr's okay because I'm saying, listen, the quicker I get my money, the better.
I have, okay, your hands are up. See, I'm learning how to be in the hot seat. I think he's telling me 5 minutes. All right, okay. All right, thank you.
Sure.
So, all right, wow, that's interesting. I was trying to figure out, would that be something that I would be interested in, doing tax liens? I've thought about it a time or two. When you're in real estate,
right,
you think about doing all types of things.
Of course.
On how you can invest in real estate.
Right.
But I never pushed that issue.
Right.
But on the other hand, I hear a lot of other agents, they've done it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't personally know anybody who, yes, I do. I do know one person, and she was not a real estate agent, and she did well doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And she learned everything on her own.
Of course.
Now, I know you said you had a seminar. Do you plan on having other seminars on this right here? I think it's a good field for you to go in it to invest, but I do think that you have to work your business if you're going to succeed out of it.
Absolutely. And to answer your question, do I anticipate doing more in the future? Sure. If there's a demand for it, I'm happy to do another seminar. I'm happy to come on the show again and do another segment on it, because this has a lot of different tentacles to it. It's not a simple 1, 2, 3, what's a tax lien and how do I make money? There's a lot of caveats in there, and you really need to know what you're doing before you start investing. It's just like the stock market. You're not going to buy a stock in a company that you have no idea about. And the same thing with a tax lien certificate. You've got to understand what you're doing before you put your money at risk.
Gotcha. And also, listeners, attorney said that he would love to come back. And as he was talking, when he was saying that, I would love for him to do a seminar on the radio, but he says there has to be a demand. He can't just do it for me. So I'm going to need some listeners or somebody to call me after the show and say, hey, we want this to take place. It's about our community and how we can build well. And he would come on the show, and we can even do a workshop on the show, a few sessions. All right. So my number again is 305-323-1556. You should know that by heart, but if you don't, that's my number again. Attorney, here's another question. Do you know any celebrities offhand who have lost property over not paying taxes?
I do.
You do?
There's a couple, Julius Irving, Anna Kournikova, Wesley Snipes.
Wow.
Let's see, who else off the top of my head? I'm trying to remember. Carrot Top, from Vegas. There's a list of people that have done it. And this is not limited to just residential property. You can also, there's been liens on federal buildings, and people say, well, how people let a tax lien get on a federal building? People just miss a deadline, or they forget, or, someone passes away, or, the person that's responsible for it, and it falls through the cracks. And the city and the county, they need their money for their taxes, so there's going to be a demand for, taxes to get paid.
Gotcha. Last question for time's sake. Do you recommend, since you said that South Florida is competitive, do you recommend that someone goes outside of their home state if they live in Florida, if they go to Georgia or New York or somewhere?
We only have 5 minutes, but I'll try to give you the short answer to that. You want to know what you're doing, and you want to know your surroundings. So as long as you're versed in that particular jurisdiction, it's fine. If you asked me that question in the 90s, I would tell you probably want to stick to Florida, because you used to have to literally go into the courthouse to bid on property. It gets very expensive if you got to fly to Minnesota or another state to try to bid on it. But nowadays, a lot of this stuff is online, and you can bid. However, the process for foreclosing on a lien is different in each state. So you need to know, how to do that. And sometimes people want to hire attorneys, and it can be complicated because not every attorney is licensed in every state.
Gotcha. So in other words, make sure that when you do it, you're educated, or you want to make sure that you call Attorney Dumbar. Give out your contact information again.
All right. My website is www.dumbarlaw.com. I can be reached at 305-961-1155. My email address is Sahr, S-A-H-R, at Dumbar, D-U-M as in Mary, B-A-R-L-A-W.com. Happy to talk with anyone about this, and we can go from there.
And he definitely will share information, and this is an opportunity. If you're interested, definitely give him a call. He will talk to you. Again, I want to thank Attorney Dumbar for joining us on the show. I am Dr. Karen Lewis, 305-323-1556. Continue to join us every first and third Saturday at 12 p.m. The Real on Real Estate. Thank you, and have an awesome Saturday.
Oh, thank you so much. Take care now.